There's a black woman senator called Kamlager who, together with Give Us Back Our Children, which is part of the international network of Support Not Separation, and a group called A New Way of Life Re-Entry Project, have been supporting a bill that Senator Kamlager has presented, saying that children should not be taken from mothers because of poverty. And this bill, we need something like this bill here. And this bill has been through the various stages of the legislation, and all that needs to happen now is that the governor needs to give it their support. And everybody is very hopeful that that will happen. And this is really path-breaking, because far too many children are taken because of poverty, which is described as neglect, but is not neglect. It's because mums don't have the money that we need to put food on the table and a safe housing for our kids. The fact is that Los Angeles, which is where the senator's from, has the third highest rate of removal among large US cities. And children are often taken from their families, disproportionately families of color, because of charges of neglect, when the actual problem is poverty. And so that's a really fantastic thing, and we'll be pressing very hard for something similar here to happen. But I just wanted to read you a bit of a statement which was written by a group called Social Workers Ending Poverty Together. Okay? Social Workers Ending Poverty Together, which is part of the National Welfare Rights Union. And they wrote in support of this legislation. And this is what we need social workers to be doing and saying. Okay, so I'll just tell you a couple of things they said. They said that this law would prohibit a child from being taken by child welfare solely because of financial difficulty, including homelessness or the inability to afford clothing, home or property repair or childcare. And they acknowledge children are often taken from their families due to charges of neglect when poverty is the problem. But poverty is not neglect. Currently, the definition of neglect is too broad. It provides a social worker free rein to initiate the removal of a child from their parents for minor circumstances relating to poverty. Black and brown families are disproportionately impacted by these practices. This is still social workers writing, okay? I think it's a really big lesson for all social workers here. And they say, as social workers, we have seen many cases in which parents in poverty have had their children removed from their homes by child welfare department, rather than receiving concrete assistance with issues such as lack of permanent housing or affordable childcare. The resulting family separation has caused children trauma and other forms of severe damage. We are also concerned that children not be placed with abusive or violent men simply because they have more money or resources than their mother or other primary carer. We stress the importance of providing resources and in-home services first. This is still the social workers, okay? Taking children because mothers, overwhelmingly single mothers, are poor is effectively sexist and racist and shows no concern for the welfare of the child. The last thing a child in a family affected by poverty needs is to lose their mother. Mothers are the primary caregivers in most families and are impoverished because they are doing this essential unpaid labor, often in addition to poorly paid jobs. It is time the state showed appreciation for this work by supporting mothers and protecting the vital bond between mother and child. Okay, these are all things that we've been saying for many years, and it is a victory that social workers in California are reiterating them. And that's what we want to hear from the family courts. We want to hear that from professionals, from CAFCAS officers, from social workers. And we want a care income now so that no mother has to go hungry, or no child has to be homeless because their mum has no money. That's why we're here every month outside the family court. Support, not separation.
Thank you, Anne.